it.
I think we're on.
I think we're on. I think we're here. We did it. We're here. Hello.
Yes. I know. It's been a long time.
It has been.
You didn't get anything for so long. It was very dismal.
December was very quiet
Dismal December.
for books between, global supply chain shortage and just the
Hear
fact
those words
that
again.
I never want to hear that phrase again. And the fact that December is kind of quiet for publishing, at least especially for adults. It's quiet, sad, and now we are swimming in books. We're swimming.
Backstroking.
I'm not a very good swimmer.
Backstroke. I can't even wait. I'm like so excited. So these are just so cute.
got
For
some
mine,
really cute
mine are
ones, yeah.
cute. Yours, maybe not so much cute. But...
That's rude.
I'm sorry. I mean, they're good. That doesn't mean
they're not
cute.
No, that's true. I have
cute.
one very cute one, and the rest are like
A little heavy.
Well, no, I guess I have two cute ones.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, so we'll start with the adult ones. This actually came out last week. I have a couple that came out this week and a couple that came out last week. This is Reckless Girls by Rachel Hawkins, who wrote The Wife Upstairs. This is another kind of suspense thriller. Sounds super interesting. One island, beautiful, wild, and strange, in a desolate spot in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, with a mysterious history of shipwrecks, cannibalism, and rumors of murder.
Oh my goodness.
So fun.
I knew it was going to be tropical with that cover.
I know, right? It is the perfect destination for the most adventurous traveler to escape everything except the truth. Dun, dun, dun.
Goes everywhere.
So, of course, 6 stunning 20-somethings are about to embark on a blissful, free-spirited journey, one filled with sun-drenched days and intoxicating nights. But, of course, it becomes clear that the group is even more cut off from civilization than they initially thought. And it starts to feel like the island itself is closing in and sending them on a dangerous spiral of discovery. A dramatic reading.
It was very dramatic. I'm like...
It's
like
getting
TV
more
show.
dramatic. Ready?
I feel like we're on the TV show.
When one person goes missing and another turns up dead,
Yikes, there you go.
the remaining friends wonder what dark currents lie beneath this impenetrable paradise, and who else will be swept under its secluded chaos.
There's a lot of alliteration there.
I like it. This is a really good description too, with its island gothic sensibility, sexy suspense, and spine-tingling reimagining of an Agatha Christie classic. Reckless Girls will wreck you.
I love an Agatha Christie.
Dun dun dun.
I love an Agatha Christie. I wonder which one that's supposed to be.
I don't know.
Oh. And then there were none or something, maybe? I don't know. I should look at that. Okay.
But-
Sounds good.
So, sounds very interesting.
Yeah.
And of course, I love the tagline for it is, "They're dying for an escape."
Yikes. I think that sounds like fun. And who wouldn't want to do
Sure
a tropical,
sounds like a great time.
tropical escape in the middle of this dreary winter? Let's have a tropical escape.
Well, doesn't sound like it's going very well over there. There is a brand new Linley novel by Elizabeth George. Look at this gigantic
hefty.
tome.
Whoa.
It's called Something to Hide. So a new mystery Linley novel about Detective Sergeant Barbara Havers and Detective Inspector Thomas Linley investigating a London case with far-reaching cultural associations that have nothing to do with life as they know it.
Yikes.
I know.
What happened? All right, I need to know more now.
A police detective is taken off life support after falling into a coma, and only an autopsy reveals the murderous act that precipitated her death. So we've got murder, more murder.
More murder. No hints? Is it poison?
She had been working on a special task force with North London's Nigerian community, and the work she and other officers were doing was fiercely divisive.
Okay.
Blah, 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 blah. They must sort through the lives and secret lives of people whose superficial cooperation masks the damage they do to one another.
Gosh.
I know. A masterpiece of suspense. The
sound
next can't-miss installment of the series.
It does sound good. Especially if you've got like a long weekend. That's a big, hefty tome. But it looks good.
Yes. Okay, so we got a cute one next.
A light one. A lighter.
Yes, this is by Rachel Lynn Solomon, who released the X-Talk maybe over the summer, about a year ago. She's also written some young adult books. This is called Weather Girl. Look at how cute this looks. This one's out today. A TV meteorologist and a sports reporter scheme to reunite their divorced bosses with unforecasted results in this electrifying romance.
Cute.
Meet
Meet cute.
Meet cute. So, you know, this woman is a meteorologist and her boss is a weather woman, and there's just all sorts of things going on at the TV station because her ex-husband is the station's news director, and there's just too much drama. So she and the sports reporter try to fix them up and solve their boss's relationship issues. Between secret gifts and double dates, they start nudging their bosses back together. But well-meaning meddling backfires when the real chemistry builds between the two reporters.
Okay, I'm just gonna have to say this right now. This sounds like a Hallmark movie.
Of course, they all do. They all do.
I've been like dying to say that. I'm like, as soon as you start talking, I'm like,
but
okay,
they all
it's
do.
a Hallmark.
They all do. They all follow very similar patterns.
But it's fun.
But they're fun.
It's fun. Yep.
And the books are usually a little more creative plot-wise than the Hallmark movies.
Although this
year's Hallmark Christmas movies, they did a pretty good job throwing us some curveballs.
Okay.
It was a little hard to play bad Christmas movie bingo because we were like, they're not drinking hot cocoa, they're drinking lattes. What is happening? Some curveballs.
Okay.
So... working closely with the sportscaster means allowing him to get to know the best parts of herself that she usually keeps hidden from everyone. Will he be able to embrace her dark clouds as well as her clear skies?
All right. You gotta love it.
Adorable.
You gotta love it.
The next
I love
one...
his duck boots, too. That's cute. He's got really cute boots peeking out.
The next one, I am so sorry to anybody who is excited about this book and to this author, Jonathan Evison. The only reason why I am including this one is because every time I see this book, a certain song pops into my head.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, I'm sure that's not what he meant. I'm sure it's completely
opposite. It's not. It is completely the opposite. And every time I try to read the synopsis of this book, I'm like, oh my God, that is so totally not at all related. But all I keep thinking of, it's a small world. And in fact, I keep texting one of my really good friends.
Back to Disney. That's what
I keep texting one of my really good friends every time I see this book, whether it's been in a review or when I unboxed it, and now today, because of the one time that we got stuck on the Small World ride, and we got stuck, and we're all theater people, so we started harmonizing the song, and we were stuck there for like 10-15 minutes.
I think I would have jumped in the water and
no, you were not allowed to jump in the water because then Angry Mickey Mouse comes out and shuts everything down. Angry Mickey. We have met Angry Mickey.
I don't want to meet Angry Mickey.
Just puts his hands on his hips and he gets mad at you.
Oh boy.
And then tries to hug you because that's actually how we solve things.
I think I would be very stressed out hearing that song nonstop for 10 minutes. That would
It was pretty funny. It's actually a historical fiction novel, and it sounds really interesting. The reviews are really good for it, but
is it set in the Wild West?
Small world. Yes, actually, the California Gold Rush.
All right, they had that vibe.
And it's apparently epic. Set against iconic backdrops as the California Gold Rush, the development of the Transcontinental Railroad, and a speeding train of modern-day strangers forced together by fate, this book is a grand entertainment that asks big questions.
Oh.
The characters of It's a Small World connect in most intriguing and meaningful ways, breaking and winning our hearts again, and exploring the passengers' lives and those of their ancestors more than a century before. Small World chronicles 170 years of American nation building from numerous points of view across place and time. And it does so with a full-hearted, full-throttle pace that asks on the most human, intimate scale whether it is truly possible to meet and survive the choices posed and forced by the age. A historical epic with Dickensian flair.
Oh, this is out of Dickens.
Dickens was definitely not on that little boat ride.
Nope.
It dazzles as its characters come to connect with one another through time, and it hits home as it probes at our country's injustices, big and small, straight through to its deeply satisfying final words. Nothing to do with the song that's been stuck in my head for
none at all. Nope. It sounds
hours.
Good, actually.
Yes, but it's got great reviews. It sounds really interesting.
Is this a new author, or is this one we know?
Best-selling author of West of Here, which is a book that I'm not really familiar with. But
all right. So not a debut.
No. But yeah.
Good. All right.
Sounds really interesting. If you like historical fiction, especially, this spans many, many eras, it seems. That's kind of cool, kind of interesting. It's a small, small world.
And you got the song for free.
You got the song.
Thank you.
This song lives rent-free in all of our heads. Unfortunately. I wish it would pay some rent. It's always in there.
Ooh, this looks cozy. What's this one?
The last adult book that I have for you this week is called The Paris Bookseller.
It looks very cozy.
Yeah. Love the cover. The dramatic story of how a humble bookseller, we love booksellers,
I would love to be a bookseller.
fought against incredible odds to bring one of the most important books of the 20th century to the world. When bookish young American Sylvia Beach opens Shakespeare and Company on a quiet street in Paris in 1919, she has no idea that she and her new bookstore will change the course of literature itself.
What's she got there?
Shakespeare and Company is more than a bookstore and lending library. Many of the prominent writers of the lost generation, like Hemingway, consider it a second home. It's where some of the most important literary friendships of the 20th century are forged, none more so than one between Irish writer James Joyce and Sylvia herself.
Sorry.
Jimmy.
I always have to do that one, Uncle Jimmy. No relation.
No relation.
No relation, but that's why my son can't be named James. So
No.
that's the only reason.
When Joyce's controversial novel Ulysses is banned, Sylvia takes a massive risk and publishes it under the auspices of Shakespeare and Company. But the success and notoriety from publishing the most infamous and influential book of the century come with steep costs. I know. As she faces painful personal and financial crisis, Sylvia, a woman who has made it her mission to honor the life-changing impact of books, must decide what Shakespeare and Company truly means to her.
Wow. So not just cozy. It sounds like it's actually like pretty stimulating.
Yeah.
Pretty revolutionary here.
I know. We love strong characters. We
Yeah.
love strong females, and we love a little history.
Something with books too. Gotta love it.
I know.
That sounds fun.
It is fun. Okay, so for young adults, I have, this is by Kendare Blake. This came out last week. It's called In Every Generation.
Oh boy.
The tagline is "The stakes have never been
Is
higher."
that a Buffy thing?
It
I
is.
see on
It's
the
a
back?
Buffy.
I was like, I think that's a Buffy symbol.
It is. It is a Buffy
I
spinoff.
thought so.
That's why it's called In Every Generation. It is like the next generation. It's a new Sunnyvale, and I believe
okay,
it
that's
is.
exciting.
Yeah, it's Willow's child, Frankie Rosenberg, wasn't yet alive when her mom Willow, her aunt Buffy, and the original Scooby Gang of the 90s destroyed the Hellmouth and saved the world from the first evil. So now it's just like a new generation. There are actually a couple of other new generation Buffy books kind of hanging around. It's trending again, which just makes my heart so happy.
Yeah, that's fun. That's fun.
Despite the many challenges standing in her way, Frankie must assemble her own bumbling Scooby Gang, get dressed up in Buffy's vintage 90s clothes, and become a new slayer for a new generation. So.
I love vintage 90s clothes.
I love 90s everything.
Or vintage anything. Yeah.
I just love the 90s. It's my favorite
that's
time.
exciting.
Yeah.
Okay. That was the Buffy symbol. I'm like, wait. It's very familiar.
Buffy.
Yeah.
The next one is by everybody's favorite book boyfriend.
Yes.
Jason Reynolds.
Yes.
With artwork by Jason Griffin. Ain't Burned All the Bright.
It's heavy.
It
like
is,
literally
it is
physically heavy.
And it is gorgeous. So it's very sparse text. It's almost like free verse, but it is all illustrated. And it's just, it is hard to describe. Jason Reynolds using 3 long sentences. That's literally what it says. And Jason Griffin using 300 pages of a pocket-size moleskin have mind-melded this fierce, vulnerable, brilliant, terrifying, what is wrong with humans, hope-filled, hopeful, tender, heartbreaking, heart-making manifesto on what it means not to be able to breathe and how the people and things at your fingertips are actually the oxygen you most need. So it's just all about thoughts surrounding the current events in our world, about being in the world, about being yourself and reacting, and it's for everyone we lost and everything we learned in the strangest year of our lives, 2020. So just think of all of the things that have been running through our heads, the fear, the chaos, the hope, the struggles, and it's just simply some simple words, some meaningful words, and the pictures and the thoughts that go with that.
And the thing is, if I were looking for comfort, Jason Reynolds is an author that I would. He makes you think, but he's also he's a very positive, upbeat person.
Well, and it just
So I think
even look like some blank pages that just really describe how we reacted or didn't react or didn't know how to react to things that were going on in 2020, socially, politically, health-wise, just everything. And sometimes it's really nice to see words that help you figure things out that are going on in your head when you don't know how to react or you don't know if other people feel the way you feel. And then to see some images, both abstract and literal, that you're like, oh yeah, that feels how I feel. That feels how I feel. I understand that. So this is just beautiful. And Jason Reynolds always writes such thought-provoking in a really positive way work. Just things that make us be like, okay, you understand, you get it. We're obsessed with him.
Yeah,
we're so obsessed.
I think it's like I said, it could feel heavy at times, but I am sure that he finds the good because he's just that kind of person.
And again, just sometimes knowing that there are other people who are like, oh, you get it, I feel okay, I can take a breath,
He's like a friend.
I can understand.
Like if you talk to him, he's like talking to a friend.
Yeah, he is.
It's good.
He's everyone's friend. And the last one that I have is a graphic novel. It started as a web comic by Alice Oseman. It's called Heartstopper. And this is the 4th volume. And this is just the cutest, sweetest, like heartwarming, sweet romance. I don't think I've read up to this. I think I've only read through the 3rd volume. But so Charlie and Nick's relationship has been going really well. And Charlie thinks he's ready to say those 3 little words, I love you. But a new school year begins, and Charlie and Nick will have to learn what love really means. And it's just like the sweetest little romance about these two who kind of overcome, bullying and knowing themselves and knowing their friends, and their friends are wonderful. And it's just this group of supportive people of, just like sometimes there's like misfits and sometimes they're not, like, some of them are popular and some of them are not, and they're just all there for each other. It's just this really sweet, heartwarming story about being a teenager and being there for each other and falling in love, like the sweetest little love ever. It's really cute. It's one of those.
And it's a graphic novel,
Yep.
right? Yeah. So the whole thing is because the back cover is adorable. So I'm like, if the illustrations or anything like this, I'm going to.
Very cute. It's just one of those. It's one of those books that makes you go, aww, and just how supportive everybody is. And even when there are bullies, they still like find ways to support each other and be there for each other, and it's just really sweet. I don't want to spoil it because there is something that one of the characters is going through that happened at the end of the last one, and so I think a lot of this one deals with his boyfriend helping him find support and talk to his parents about what's going on. So there are some hard to talk about topics, but the whole thing overall is just about like supporting your friends and your loved ones and being there for each other. It's so cute and so sweet.
Positivity.
It's one of those like romances that's like, oh, they're holding hands, they're so cute. Oh my god. So it's very sweet. So this is the 4th volume. We have all of them in the teen room.
Illustrated.
It's really cute. I love the illustrations. Yeah.
All right.
So that's it for adults and teens.
All right. Well, for the littles, I've got these here. Not littles, but for my early readers. And I just, first of all, I am obsessed with mice. So the fact that this has mice in it just kills me. And it's called Cornbread and Poppy, which I think is adorable. And it's a very cute, sweet beginning reader in the spirit of like Frog and Toad, but updated a little bit. I mean, they've got very fun, silly illustrations. This illustrator is actually a Caldecott medalist. He won for The Lone Wolf, which came out a few years ago. And like, so this is just I have to share this. Okay, so you see the owl's talons outside, and it says, I like mice, said the voice. The shrub shivered. Poppy grabbed a stone and stood up. I'll save you, Cornbread. Run! So she's going to throw the stone at the talons, right? She threw the rock at the owl's toes. Ouch! Why did you do that? Cried the owl. I like mice. Mice are my friends. It's a vegetarian owl. So like, it's just so silly and cute and perfect for beginning readers. And like I said, sort of a Frog and Toad, but updated illustrations and everything. So I was super excited about that one. That's for like our first, second graders, that level. Then we move on to our 3rd graders, and I have been really, really working hard every year now to build the collection of beginning chapter books for this age range because they really are, a lot of them, needing more white space. And so I've arranged these 3 new great ones in order of like how the font and the you know, so this first one is adorable. Simon Seahorse. Don't pop the bubble ball. And they play like a volleyball game, these little seahorses, and you can see how wonderful. There's cute illustrations, there's text, but it's big, and there's a lot of white space. So nice new series. I got some of those. This one kills me. I am Tucker, the detection expert. It's a Dog's Day. It's a series about dogs that work, but it's fictionalized.
We love this series already.
I love it already. I mean, right off like the third page, he has sniffed out at the airport somebody who's got illicit produce in their bag, and he sits because that's his symbol for there's something here. And the lady goes, "Oh, hello, cute little doggy," and he sighs. I get that all the time. I gotta say, it isn't easy being so adorable. I mean, superheroes aren't supposed to be cute. We're heroic. And then he glares at the orange that's in her bag. So she's sneaking produce. So like, again, it's perfect for kids because I don't think it's anything to do with drugs. Because when I first saw I'm like, who would put drug sniffing dogs in a book for kids? He's a produce and agricultural sniffing dog. And there's more on the back. You can see there's a farm dog and a guide dog. And, you know, so it's just some really cute ones. I'm in love already. And you can see this one's a little harder than the other one. A little bit more advanced, a little closer to the print, a little more print. And then the teeny Houdini.
Cute.
Which is adorable. And it's just all about a little girl who's obsessed with magic and she thinks she can do magic. And this one, again, a little bit harder than the last one. A little smaller print, a little more, less white space, but still the illustrations mixed in. So the publishers are really listening to parents and teachers and librarians that say kids need to build stamina, kids need to build confidence. This one right on the back says confident readers. It's for building confident readers. So I love that. And those are my 3 new early chapter books.
We love them.
For my regular chapter books, we have a new Rick Riordan Presents Tiger Honor. And this one looks to be sort of like a fantasy set in some sort of like future world. But this author is known for weaving in Korean history, mythology, fairy tales, math, moral dilemmas, and genre fiction. So this promises to be a really great one. It has like spirituality. It says here, Sebin is a young tiger spirit from the Zhuang clan who wants nothing more than to join the Thousand Worlds Space Forces and, like their uncle Huan, captain a battle cruiser someday. But when his acceptance letter finally arrives, I guess he's going to some sort of academy, it's accompanied by the shocking news that his uncle Huan has been declared a traitor. So yeah, this is going to be full, and then he makes friends with a girl named Min. And he finds out that sometimes the ones you think you can trust, you can't trust. And the ones you think you can trust, or you can't trust, you can trust. So
we're learning.
Yeah, so it's deep. It's not just a action adventure. And it's by the Rick Riordan Presents, and the author is Yoon Ha Lee. And I think this is going to be a very popular one.
Yeah, and pretty much most kids who say they like Rick Riordan, they all love these too. Just because they have similar themes and writing styles, and kids just love them.
Yeah, and just, bringing in all kinds of things, mythology and moral stuff, and it's just really interesting. And last year, before we lost Betty White, we lost Gary Paulson, so popular author, and this was his last book. It's called North Wind. And it says here that North Wind does for the sea what Hatchet did for the woods. And Hatchet was one of the most popular books. It goes out all the time here. Yep. It's a survival story. This is a survival story, but also fun, sort of set in Nordic mythology.
Ooh.
So it's got a boy who has to escape his fishing camp when a deadly plague reaches there. And he has to get in a dugout canoe and flee. How does he survive?
Very cool.
So yeah, and I mean, you can just see the gorgeous cover. It really just is capturing just a totally different world than he's done before in Hatchet, which was really popular. But
a lot of kids love these adventure books, but it's really neat that there's some mythology in
there.
Yeah,
and just like capturing a totally different world. So I'm excited about that one. Oh, sorry. So anyway, and then last but not least, I have 2 new picture books that I think are perfect for Valentine's Day, but they're not Valentine's Day books, which I love. First one is Love You by Heart by Peter Reynolds. His books are super popular, always on the bestseller list. Kind of a tiny book, which worries me because it will probably be lost on the shelves, but just a really cute one. It has the Valentine's hearts in it, but it's not a Valentine's Day book. It's just about love.
We love love.
Unconditional love. And it's a bit poetic, and and I just love that it's the big heart and the little heart, and I think that's
Very
adorable. And I think this is going to be a hot one.
Yeah, that's sweet.
And this one looks just so beautiful. I love you because I love you.
That's
And
a
it's
good
just
reason.
a wonderful, diverse celebration of why people love each other. And the pictures are just gorgeous. This one is, I love you because you're you. You know, and just like the colors.
sweet.
I know. I love you because you're here. Because I love you, I am here. So, you know, kind of like, yeah, like just very poetic. This one is great. I love you because you carry me. Because I love you, I am strong. I'm gonna get all like misty. But just
That's
a
so
super
sweet.
sweet celebration of love without a bunch of hearts or anything in it. So I'm thinking it will be perfect for, you know, Valentine's Day, or just to, I love you because we go together. Because I love you, we change and grow together. So just a super family love, friendship love, without being hokey.
It's a really sweet, authentic way to talk about love. And, you know, like you said, unconditional love is so hard to describe. Like, what does that mean? And it's just, I just love you. I just love you. Oh, that's
and it's
so
just
cute.
so sweet. I think it's going to be, and the illustrator is, ironically, her last name is Love. It's Jessica Love. And she illustrated the Julian is a Mermaid books.
Oh.
Yeah, so, and the author,
That's why.
I'm never going to be able to pronounce his name, Juan Sivan is, she wrote In a Village by the Sea, and a couple others. So, really beautiful book by these two, and I think you're going to like it. I think it's perfect for Valentine's Day without being sappy. Because you know some kids just really don't like that. They're like, enough with the hearts and the lace, and these are just nice books about love. So, yeah.
We love it. We love love.
Oh, now I feel like a little heart over me. Or I guess I could just do it this way. I feel like that after looking at these ones. So
Very sweet.
very excited.
That was a good first week back.
I think so too. I'm actually hopeful. I have hope in the heart that next week we will have some more good books.
I already have some books back
Oh,
there,
good.
so I'm
Yeah, I
excited.
do have some. It was hard to pick, but these were my favorites. So
I even have, I think, 2 books came in today for the 25th. I mean, we are
wow, you're way out ahead
plugging
now.
along, I know.
So why all of a sudden are they sending us stuff like months in advance?
Well, because
they were backed up for so long. Yeah.
little supply chain.
Yeah. Don't say those words.
I think we could say it now without summoning it. It's
No,
not
I
like-
think no. It's like Voldemort.
I don't know. I was gonna say it's not like Beetlejuice. Maybe I should not. I only said it twice. I will not say it a
say it
third
again.
time.
Zip.
Beetlejuice. All right, so that's it for
a
this
great
week.
week, yeah.
Come visit us. We're open for browsing. So if you're interested in any of these books or any other books, come
Yeah.
visit.
And they'll be out there ASAP. As soon as I get
Yep,
them
we're
done.
here.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll see you soon. Okay. Oh,
Yep.
what happened?
I don't know.
Ooh. All right. Bye.
Did we blink?